radar, and this is a very special week. I got a little one in the building today. This is the first time for On the Radar. I got Dizzy Banko, Tony E in the building, man.
Yeah.
Repping Upstate New York.
Facts.
Thank you guys for coming. This is adorable, by the way. Like
Yes,
I'm so
baby,
happy.
E Banko.
What's her name?
E Banko. Well, her name is Amara, but we call her E Banko.
E Banko.
Dizzy Banko, E Banko, right?
Did she be in the studio with y'all when y'all recording?
She was.
She
Really?
was when we started, and then she just now heavily just in it now. Like I just posted something on her bopping to the beat.
Oh, for real? I know, like, even at 1 year old, I know that they start kind of like developing like they understand music and all that. Do you find that with her? Or, like, is she into?
Every time music plays, she starts moving.
What's her favorite? What's her like? What gets her the calmest? Because you've seen them videos where they play like Biggie for the Babies, and like that's what like calms them down and gets them like less.
I think
rowdy.
Baby Shark.
Baby
Shark.
Yo, all the kids
Baby
love
Shark.
Baby Shark. It's like something that's never gonna go away. So talk to me about this collab project. How did this duo kind of come to be?
Man, this came from because I live at a recording studio upstate where it's called The Retreat, and he started coming through and he would just make beats in the kitchen, and then one day he was just like, yo, record over this. Went in the studio, I recorded over it, and then basically it was just like, yo, let's make a tape. And that's
Now,
basically how
the
it came
studio's
together.
called The Retreat.
Yeah.
So is it kind of like in the middle of nowhere? Because like,
Yeah.
because I think I seen your man's over here post videos from it, and it kind of looked like it was you guys was on your Kanye West shit, like in the middle of nowhere, just working.
It's on the top of a hill, and it's cool because before I was working on this project with him, we had like this idea of like making an album called No Service in the Hills because we don't get no service out there either. So, but yeah, it's in the middle of the woods at the top of a hill. It's a nice crib with a nice studio in the basement, and we just be locking in.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I've been having a lot of artists, from upstate, come down here because I feel like that. Upstate is kind of like a market that doesn't really get tapped enough, or they don't get shown enough love. So like I've had the likes of Banko here and whatnot. So how does it feel like? Is it hard? Do you think it's harder for like people who are trying to come out of upstate New York to kind of get on the scene, or?
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not 100% sure because I've seen like artists from the city have a hard time breaking through as well. So like I think what it really comes down to is just like how hungry you are. Like me and Swift for the past like three years, we've been in and out of the city, like taking trips, developing relationships with people in and out of the city, and I think if you're hungry enough, it don't matter where you're from. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So the Sleepless Nightzzz project came together because at the retreat, and you guys just kind of started making the beats together. And how many songs did you guys end up making?
We made like 8 or 9, and then we put 7 on the project.
What happened to the other 2?
It's funny because the best song, one of
the best song on there.
Yeah, one of the songs that we dropped early, like a couple weeks before the project dropped. That's called Trip.
Right.
We just dropped it as a single.
Yeah.
And then the other song is the best song that we made out of all of them, but that didn't make the project because we're gonna drop that over the summer. We wanted it to.
Y'all
like,
gotta
build
let me
into
hear that before y'all drop because honestly, I was playing. I work at Power, so I was just kind of working there today, and nobody was really there because it's Friday. It's nice out, and there's still some people around, and I was playing your project while I was working, and people were like, "Yo, who is that? That's dope." Like a bunch of my interns were like, "Yo, this shit hard," and I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's these artists I got coming in today." They're like, this is some real professional shit. I'm like, yeah, some real professional shit. Like this is some real hard ass shit, and like the project is really fucking dope.
Thank
you.
you.
So like you guys should be like extremely proud of that.
Yeah, it's funny too because we did that in a short amount of time. It's like we did that. We recorded all those songs in probably about a month.
Really?
Yeah, it's just the preparation behind it. Just to get everything in order. That took time, but. Other than that, the records is already done. Even when the beats was already made, when I made the beats, it's already,
It was quick.
It was quick, but then after that, it was just, like I said, preparation.
Nice. And it's 7 songs, which I've been telling a lot of people around here lately, like especially people who've come in that like 7 songs kind of feels like the new real sweet spot for projects. Ever since Kanye did it a year ago, I feel like that more people have been kind of creating these shorter projects because it's easier for I guess people to digest. Did you guys feel like that was the case when it came to this?
That just kind of happened.
Yeah, it just happened. I be thinking like people's thinking cap don't be like how back in the days you could hear a 15 record album or something. Now it's like people just go for the bangers and then after that we move on to the next record. So it's like now the generation switch. So it's
Right.
like now it's just we have to.
Short attention span.
Yeah, definitely.
I
That's
know,
the word
they-
I was
they
looking for. Yeah.
They were saying that about television too. How I guess like when we were kids, like they could have like a frame on someone for a longer period of time, but now they have to like cut. Like they have to cut to different frames more often now because like like kids have like such a short attention span nowadays because of like technology and cell phones and shit.
Yeah.
That,
Definitely.
One thing that
Okay.
about the project too is like 7 songs, and this I realized after we made it, 7 songs and 7 sleepless nights. You know what I'm saying? Like in a week.
Oh.
So I think that's
I ain't
pretty
get
cool.
that.
Yeah.
I ain't get that until he.
That
Yeah, I
just
didn't
really-
get that.
that
I
just
would've never
happened
gotten
to
Point
be like
that out.
that.
I was like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's so dope. So while you guys are, you guys put this project together, you guys are also individually doing your own thing.
Mhm.
So starting with you, talk to me about like, your upbringing and kind of how that affected your music making.
Well, I was born in Poughkeepsie, New York. My father was a DJ, and
You
that's
started learning how to DJ at a young age, like 5, right? If I'm not mistaken.
probably even younger than that because my father would just have the DJ equipment out and he would just let me like put the needle on the record and like scratch the record, and then that led to us flipping the record over and using the instrumental side of the record, and I was just start freestyling. So to be honest, I've been like putting together music for a long time now, like since like 5 years old roughly.
Wow.
And
How long you been
yeah.
taking it seriously?
Probably since like mid high school, like 11th grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been a producer for how long?
Damn. Since I was like 12. Can't really count off the years right now, but so I started when I was like 12.
Did you get like your first? Did like your family give you like your first beat machine, or how did that?
Not a beat machine, but it was like a program, and I didn't leave the crib
Fruity
for like
Loops.
yes, definitely. I did not leave
Yo,
the crib.
I feel like everybody had Fruity Loops at some point in it. Like I had
Right.
Fruity Loops, and like you would try to like I was terrible at making beats. That's why I'm here. But but like how did was it easy? Did you find it easier to make beats on Fruity Loops? Or I
It
know
was
some
just
people,
plugging. It's just putting this there, putting this there, but it's just how you have it sounding. So that was just the only thing.
Yeah.
So I just kept going at it, and like I said, I had like whack beats before, and then I just got to a point like my favorite producers. I listened to how they structured their beats, and I'm like, let me tap into what that is going on, and then after that, it was just building. I really have no help, as in somebody showing me X, Y, and Z. I just did it, and then that was it.
And you produce for a lot of big people too,
Yeah.
right? So how did those kind of collabs? You could ring off whoever you worked with, but how did those kind of like come about and like?
Like East, I was in the studio with Meek, Styles P, Cass, Fresher. The list goes on, but that's all for grinding in the streets. That's just street grinding and just putting in my work. So
Who's your favorite person to work with?
Tony.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot like that. But who's your favorite person? Who's like your favorite person to work with? Or which
Damn.
record besides, of course, this record were you most proud of?
we talking signed, unsigned, or just overall
Let's
everything?
just overall, whatever.
I mean,
Bro, you was hyped after Meek.
I was.
Was this like
it's
recent,
alright.
like 2018 Meek, or was it like?
This is when he was working on Championship.
Oh, that yeah.
I got one record cut off the album.
Oh man.
But just walking in, walking inside, it was just like different. Hold on, baby. Yeah. Now
Nah,
she
you good,
talk.
you
Now
good,
she
you good, it's all
talkative. Now
good.
she really talkative. But yeah, when I walked into the room, and I'm like, damn.
I'm assuming the studio was in Uptown, right?
Jungle Studios.
Because Steph Cakes, one of the DJs over here at Power, I know she helped out on the project, or she
Right.
was like in the studio with him during.
Yeah, it was like Jungle Studios. That was my first time there,
Mm-hmm.
and I walked in, and then he was recording like a second part of the intro, but it wasn't the same beat. He was just going through different
It
beats
wasn't
for the
like
intro.
the Carlos Santana thing just yet, where he sampled Carlos Santana for the intro for the.
I thought that was Phil Collins.
Or the Phil Collins.
Phil
My bad.
Phil Collins, and it was like, dang, he's Jaleel Beach was in the room, Nick Paps was in the room, so we the newbies. He came out the booth. He's like, what's up, gave dap, and one of his friends was like, yo, what record that they produced on the album? We told him which one. So after that, he was just letting everybody play beats one by one. So when I started playing beats, the engineer Cruz was like, yo, make a folder because he started Meek. I see Meek in the corner like, oh no, this is hard.
Yeah.
So we just started making folders, and then after that they got the contacts, the beats. I heard the record that was supposed to be on the album. I heard the original, the intro.
Was it just Meek or was it Meek and somebody
No,
else?
it was just Meek.
Okay.
And I'm like, dang, this is like something, one of them big records. It could, you know what I'm saying? It could have been a big record, but you know how that goes.
How it goes. Samples,
but the whole
clearances,
fact
all
of
that,
being in that presence, and the vouch and everything that's going on behind it, that's exciting for me.
It's kind of just like you're networking. So like even if you didn't even if it didn't go out, that doesn't mean that it's so.
And it could probably still come out.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not, in December, he was like, oh, I'm going to drop another project. That record could still be on. Did it have a name yet or not?
It was called Kings Killing Kings, KKK.
Oh.
He kind of.
That's so. Now I'm mad that it didn't get released just because of that name.
Yeah, he spit the verse on his freestyle, and I was rapping the verse.
Got you.
And I'm like, wait, why do I know? Calm down. I'm like, why am I speaking this, rapping this verse? So then I went, played my clip when he was in the Sprinter with Harden.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's the record. I'm like, damn. So it's kind of like this. I'm like, I don't think he's going to put the record out because he already spit it. But that's just what that is. So other than that, yeah, that was probably my most exciting time being in the studio and working and understanding how things going on. Like, you have no phone, we can't take no, it's just straight business. But that's how I am when I'm in the studio anyway.
Gotcha. That's dope. So it's May, so it's also Mental Health Awareness Month, and if I'm not mistaken, you deal with like anxiety and of that nature. So I think it's important, because I've been having, I had Raja here last week, and he, talked to me about his anxiety and his depression and the things he went through. So I just kind of want to get your take about like what have you gone through in terms of mental health, and I guess how does that affect who you are now?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, the worst point in my life with my anxiety was when my mother passed away, back in 2015. So that was really when I started having bad anxiety. I would have like anxiety attacks out of nowhere. And then, yeah, I mean, as I got older, music was really my like therapy. Like, even in high school, when I started taking it serious, when I dropped my first project, like my first mixtape was like full of like just me, like a bunch of songs of me just like venting over like tracks. But like the whole high school liked it, so they was just hot behind it, and it just kind of gave me the fuel to keep going. But yeah, I think music has really helped me a lot as far as my anxiety. Nowadays, they try Swift tried to get me to read this book. I'm bad at reading, but I mean I'm good at reading. I'm bad at just like zoning in, you know what I mean, and just like really reading the book. But
my mom's definitely given me those like books before, like when you have anxiety, read this.
Yeah,
and I'm like, I can't do that.
Yeah. But
have you ever gone to like therapy or anything like that?
I did once.
It wasn't for you.
I don't know. I just never went back. It's not. I remember it being like somewhat relieving. I just never went back.
I think for some people it's like something that they can go to every week. You know what I'm saying? Some people it works for them, and some people it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that it's not. It's it's not for everybody.
No lie. Like this kind of sounds a little cliche, but like my therapy is like really just like zoning out and just like
doing music.
Exactly. Just expressing myself through music.
So what would you kind of tell your fans if they're, because everybody has, not everybody, but a lot of people deal with mental health issues.
Yeah.
Your fans personally, if they were going through something, I guess what would be the best piece of advice you would give them?
My advice would be like try to find a way to find your oasis and just like really like find something that takes your attention and you could express yourself through and like really dive into it, because that's what helped me. You know what I mean? As far as my anxiety, is like find something where you could dive into it and express yourself and get the emotions and the anxiety out. You know what I mean? Through that.
Yeah.
That's really my best. And I mean, to keep it real, like I pray. You know what I'm saying? I pray. I'm a religious. I wouldn't say I'm a religious person, but I'm like a faithful person. So like. I pray a lot, and I have conversations with my higher power, and that helps me too. Keep it real.
Gotcha.
So yeah, I would just, my advice would be like find your oasis, like find what makes you feel comfortable and what you can express yourself through, and dive into it.
That's dope.
Because basketball helped me too. Like that's another thing. Yeah, like I just find things to kind of take
my gym.
Yeah, exactly.
Going to the gym is always when I had really bad anxiety, like early college. Yeah. Going to the gym would be like my serenity, because then you could
stay in the gym.
Yeah, because you could just zone out and you just forget about everything. Yeah. So I know both of you guys have somewhat of a relationship with Partisan Fontaine too. So how did you guys come to like I guess link with him? Obviously I know you guys are from upstate. So how is that kind of like all tied together?
All right. How I met I moved from the Bronx, upstate.
Oh, okay. So you're really from the Bronx.
From the Bronx, yeah.
Got you.
And me making beats and people, to put me on to him.
People know people, yeah.
Right. So they're like, yeah, you should work with this or you should work with Party because he's a rapper, producer. So we were just always back and forth, and not at that moment did we click for records, but every time we see each other, he'd be like, yo, bro, send me some beats, stop playing. And I'd be like, you know what I'm saying? We just chop it up. Now, after that, years go past, you know what I'm saying? We chopped it up and I'm a part of the management, his management. And we just started working on some more stuff.
Congrats on all your success.
Thank you.
First and foremost, congrats on all the success.
Thank you. So it's like a lot of stuff that's kept quiet. I'm not going to
No, you don't gotta say it. Trust me, because I know how pissed he was when Kanye was like, he wrote what was the song? Violent Nights.
Right.
He did some of his verse on Violent Nights. I remember how tight he was when that came out. So I completely get the
it's just
how things got to be on the low with a bunch of like, with not just him, but like.
And it's not really have to be on the low. I'm just protecting good energy.
Of course,
you know what I'm saying? So I'm not when it comes out.
It comes out.
Yeah, so people be like, "Oh, I was just next to you. Why you didn't tell me?" I'm just
because people
that.
are so quick to jump and be like, this, and that.
Yeah, you never know,
rumors
right?
And all that.
And I don't, who out here praying
Who's
for
gonna
down.
tell who?
It could be a person to tell a hater that I don't even like, and then
Yeah.
But other than that, Tony could really explain more as in how they. But I know how I connected, but he could tell you more how he connected.
It was back in like 2013 or 14, and like Newburgh's right here, and then there's the Hudson River, and then there's Beacon. I'm from Beacon, he's from Newburgh.
Gotcha.
So like he was promoting this one single he had called Oi.
Okay.
And we had a show in Beacon on Main Street, and this is how I met him because I was performing. When I got finished performing, him and my boy Dope Coley, his boy too, they came up to me and was like. He came up to me, Party came up to me and was like, "Here, bro, take my CD." I like, can I curse?
Yeah,
He was like, "I fuck with you." Yeah, he was like, "I fuck with you. We should do something." So boom, that's how it started. We ended up doing a song that never got put out, but we ended up doing a song and a video. And then the relationship.
No, the video didn't get put out either.
Nah,
it's
crazy.
He was having problems with his videos, man. Because I know the Rap Charlemagne video got taken down on YouTube for some BS reason. Yeah, some BS reason.
Yeah, but we did that, and that's really how we met. And then he's always been supportive of what I got going on, and vice versa. You know what I mean? And it's inspiring to see somebody from the area. You know what I'm saying? Like I literally watched it grow and go up. Now he got like 40 million, 50 million. It could be even higher than that.
Yeah,
views
like
on YouTube.
Top 10 record. Did it ever hit number one?
Which one?
Backing it up.
That's out of there. That's the number one. It was Urban and something.
It was number one.
Number one, yeah.
Yeah.
Facts. So yeah.
What is that? So are you guys gonna ever do another song together? Because
I mean, I think definitely. I think definitely one day.
Because I think that especially with him, popping and whatnot. I think that's kind of what started
overdue.
This. What?
Long overdue, I should say.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact.
Because there's this whole resurgence of like rappers from upstate now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not. I'll admit it myself. Like I wasn't, in the know about this. Like let's say like 6-7 months ago. You know what I'm saying? Like.
Yeah.
I guess it's kind of, being down in the city and being down, Long Island, Manhattan, Brooklyn, etc. Like you don't really think about how, there's like that mentality that upstate New York like is just kind of its own completely separate thing.
Exactly.
But now I see, the Bankos, the you know what I'm saying? Like there's so much talent up there, and I feel like it's finally starting to come forward.
That's a fact.
Thanks to the help of you guys and Partisan and whatnot.
Yeah, Party kicked down that door. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah,
the whole Section 8 shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
I think me moving from out the Bronx, like I was already doing music and doing the same thing in the Bronx, but I felt it was too cluttered, as in what was going on, and it was too much.
There's more
politics. So it's like me moving up there was for a whole nother reason. But then it was like, all right, I just started getting crazy with it. So it was just like, all right, I don't got ain't nobody out here bothering me to beats or whatever the case be. I have time to breathe. I have time to create. And then that's what really, the beats came out of it. Like, damn, I'm really So people started thinking like, oh, so we gonna be coming from Newburgh now? You from Newburgh? I'm like, no, I know where I'm from. I'm just working right now.
People try to
try to put me in a whole nother predicament, and it's like, for what? You know what I'm saying? Like, I could have been doing this in the Bronx, but it's like too much going on, too much politics, too much who hates who don't want to work with who, and it's like,
no disrespect to anybody in the city, but
it's just
sometimes when people from the city, they kind of like, if you're not from, or if you haven't like lived in the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, whatever, Manhattan, like your entire life, there's like that little not resentment, but they're like, do I really want to like work with you? Do I really want to fuck with you? You know what I'm saying? Which I think, you know, that's something I'm trying to break down, is the fact that like, yo, like, come on, like, we all play for the same team. You know what I'm saying?
What's the point?
Like, we all play for the same team. We all from New York. Like, it's if we all support each other the way that like other cities and states support their artists. Like,
that's how it looks with him.
Yeah.
Like I said in my last interview, like, taking a chance with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, people would expect to be an artist from the Bronx because I got so much going on in the Bronx, but I'm not in the Bronx. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're like, who's this kid? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you get somebody from somewhere else, and you on a top tier stations and stuff, and you doing big things, you're on TV, this and that, with a whole different artist that we didn't expect of.
Right.
That's the thing. Take the chance and go about it. People don't take chances nowadays. They
I think another good example of that. So I'm originally from Long Island, right? And I actually, there's this, his name's Blackway. I interviewed him like a couple months ago. He has a song on the Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse soundtrack, right? It was like the second hottest song on that album besides, you know, Sunflower, Post Malone. You know how that goes. And he actually lived across the street from me like my whole life, and I had no idea. And he's out here, he's on the charts, he's doing this, he's signed to Republic Records. You know what I'm saying? And like, he's from Long Island, and when I was talking to him, he's like, yeah, man, he's like, it's tough because like he's like, I'm trying to rep out here and like also kind of be in the city. So that's why what you guys are saying, it like it resonates more when you meet too, because now I'm starting to see it more and more and more when it comes to like, you know, artists from Long Island, artists from upstate. It's all about just kind of like, we're all just trying to play for the same team and trying to, like,
we're just trying to work. You know, I don't know what
people
it is.
be on some bullshit.
Yeah, they motives be different. So I really don't.
Promoters be giving you problems.
No, motives.
Oh,
Motives, not promoters. Yeah, motives. I don't. You know, nowadays people be thinking. So I just be like, yo, I'm staying in my own world, and get it how I get it. It may seem like it's taking forever, but really not. You know what I'm saying? Because tomorrow
you're in the space now.
I'm in the whatever it can be, and then it's like, it just, with me, totally, it takes one record.
Of course.
One record. That's all I need is one record. And then really, you know.
I mean, but both of y'all are moving regardless, you know what I'm saying? Like with your projects and Crack Baby, which is doing very well so far. And obviously, you almost had a record on Meek's album. Like, that's, even though it didn't make that album, that's still a win, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's still a win, because now you have those connections still.
Right.
Yeah.
So what's next for you two?
I'm gonna keep dropping. I got mad songs. Like, I've recorded like all of last summer. We was locked inside that studio recording, like, literally I recorded probably over 150 songs, no exaggeration. So like, really, we just gonna keep dropping music, cause like, we dropped the project Sleepless Nightzzz, and then we dropped Crack Baby, and that got a crazy response. So really, it's just, we just want to keep pushing out content, videos,
of course.
songs, and then hey, maybe probably another EP eventually. But really, really focusing on just
Sleepless Nightzzz too.
Yeah, come.
Have y'all been back in that studio since?
We made a record after we wrapped it up, and then people was like, "Please tell me this is on the project." I'm like, "No, this is my record." You know what I'm saying? For my project, but me and him is going back and forth
so you're
on
gonna
it.
Do your own little project too.
Yeah,
nice.
So me and him still going back and forth on the record, and it's just that, you know. So like I said, my project it's almost there, but it's not going to drop till probably like September.
Okay.
So in September, I got
you got any shows coming up you want to promote, or?
Yeah, we got a show at the Paper Box in Brooklyn on the 23rd. Yeah, the 23rd.
Next week then.
Yeah, with Christian Royce and.
My people.
Yeah, with Christian Royce.
My boy Christian Royce.
My people.
Yeah, but Christian Royce. Yeah, it was with Christian. And Stunna Gambino. That's what I was.
Oh, yeah, doing. I just was talking to Stunna. Yeah,
facts,
it's crazy to just both artists I got records with.
Really?
Yeah, some dope records.
So May 23rd.
May 23rd.
That's what it sounds like.
And then, one more. Let me just plug this in. Beacon, New York. My hometown, June 1st. It's if I'm not mistaken, it's like a mental awareness festival that they're having at the riverfront. So there too, and I need the whole city to pop out to
That's
that
awesome.
one. Yeah.
It's mental health awareness.
Yeah.
When is it again?
It's June 1st.
Nice. So
Yeah.
just right after Mental Health Awareness Month.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, let them know where they can follow y'all, where they can listen to your music, all that.
You could follow me on Instagram and Twitter. My username is the same pretty much on all platforms. I'm gonna spell it out. It's TonyEchandy. Most of the time when you just type in Tony E in the search bar, I'm like the first one. So yeah, man, just follow my social media.
And they can follow me on the gram, Dizzy Banko, DIZZYBANKO, or Did You Violate It? You know, I got 2 pages, so you just holler at me.
All right, man. It's Tony E, Dizzy Banko on the radar. Thank y'all.
All right.